Welcome to IRONPROS Hot 5. I'm Bethany Chambers, and today I have joining me Steve Carrozza, Business Development Manager for Specialty Trucks at Geotab. Steve is a regular on our series. Welcome again. Great to see you, Steve.
Thanks for having me again, Bethany.
Geotab is an open platform for safe, sustainable, and cost-effective mobility solutions and a connected suite of telematics devices for multiple industries, all of them here in our IRONPROS community. And today we're going to be talking about Geotab's innovative platform features available to all fleets. So before we go into our questions, Steve, could you give us a brief overview of some of these innovative features?
You have intelligent zoning, you have data integrator, you got predictive maintenance, asset insights. They're all there to really help the fleet manager do their jobs.
So you've thrown out a lot of big buzzwords here. Let's break it down for the audience. I'm going to say back to you some of the things that you've said to me here now, and you tell me what it means and what comes to mind when you think of that particular term. So let's start at the beginning. I think the first thing you said was intelligent zoning.
There is a story, that we have, and it is kind of circulated. It kind of has a life of its own, and we call it the chicken story. So there's a particular business that they find out that they are not being as productive as they want to be because at the beginning of the day, a lot of their drivers are taking a long time to get to first job sites. We acted and put in intelligent zoning and figured out that all these vehicles were going to a unnamed chicken restaurant to get their meal for the morning.
Must have been some really good chicken.
What the business figured out to do is they realized that they were losing time because their employees were going there to get breakfast. So they came up with a plan to reach out to that business and bring in breakfast for their staff and give it to them so they could hit the road early and get straight to job sites. So that's something that intelligent zoning could do. It could help streamline that productivity for the customer.
How about predictive maintenance?
You can have something like a battery. That's one of the biggest problems that fleets have, is where a vehicle goes out on the road, and what might happen is battery fails. So they're going to need to have somebody come out, provide a jump, a tow, whatever it might be, and that's time and that's money. So what we've done is we have built into predictive maintenance, when that cranking power of the vehicle falls below a certain threshold, we're able to let the fleet manager know, and they can test the battery and maybe even replace it and never have a vehicle break down on the road because of that battery.
Active insights.
That goes back into the actual tool itself. Using AI to go in and compare and contrast and give fleet managers errors or certain things that might be able to be pointed out to help them manage their fleet.
Data benchmarking. So
a company has a fleet of vehicles, and they're able to look at what we might call digital twins in our system, which it wouldn't give the customer who their digital twin is, but it would be a fleet that operates and has very, very similar assets, whether it be heavy duty, light duty vehicles, and benchmark versus them. Safety wise, if you look at it, are they performing and driving as safe? Or they maybe not driving as safe, and showing that. So you'll have a benchmark, maybe best in class, excuse me, or maybe a demarcation of who the median is.
Digital twins doesn't have the ring of, I'm an alliteration person. I think you should change that to digital doppelgangers. Maybe send that one up the chain, future reference.
Will do.
And I believe the last buzzword you used was collision reconstruction.
I mean, that's very important for insurance purposes. So a Go unit is able to have a gyroscope in it and show where a vehicle may have been hit. Was it hit in the right rear, the front quarter panel? What happened? How fast was it going? What was the G-force when it was hit? Maybe how hard it was hit. So a reenactment can be done off of that data that's provided in collision reconstruction.
Right. I guess I should clarify. Collision reconstruction that's not a buzzword. That's just a thing that gets done. But the fact that Geotab does it in such an efficient and effective way without all of the manual tools is what sets it apart. So what falls under all fleets? I think that's one of the things that Geotab is really known for, is this idea of all fleets, all solutions. Is it really all fleets?
Well, yes, we'd like to think so. And one of the reasons, and I'll support it, is all fleets because we have an open platform. So if it's something that Geotab doesn't specialize in, and it's not something we have integrators that can build SDKs, and which is software development kit, hardware development kits. They can build their own hardware and integrate that into the system, send the data through their Go unit, put it in the platform as an add-in to MyGeo, and they can monitor it.
One of the things that Geotab is known for is being cost effective. How does Geotab weigh all of this innovation and investment in R&D with providing solutions accessible to partners of all sizes, including our smaller companies that are part of this IRONPROS community?
In my view, being a privately owned company and staying true to our charter, which is the customer and the customer obsession, we put a lot of money back into R&D. And really, it's to provide the best end user experience for that customer. We have an owner of the company that he's not beholden to investors and doesn't have to come up with certain dollar amounts to make numbers. And with that being said, he has full control of really what he does with our R&D and keeping it accessible to customers of all sizes.
Now, I know that you're on the industry side, especially for on-road and off-road, and not the product development side. But can you give us a little sneak peek into what to expect, what kind of innovation will be coming from Geotab in the future?
Good question. I mean, it's really without getting behind the curtain, just some of the things that we try to do is look at greater OEM integrations, going out and utilizing telematics that come from the manufacturer themselves, pumping that through MyGeotab, giving the customer the flexibility of using one pane of glass for their entire fleet, whether it be light duty trucks, whether it be yellow iron equipment or asset on job sites. We want to have that flexibility for customers.
And of course, more artificial intelligence integration, because that's what everybody wants.
Yeah. And quite frankly, comes with the data that we procure. So being one of the largest telematics providers in the world, it just means more and more and more data. And that data could just be analyzed. Machine learning could be put to use, and we can give more and more information back to those fleet managers just to make them more profitable, make them more safe conscious, make them more sustainable to the environment. Really, the gamut is open.
Well, thank you for joining us again today, Steve, and we'll see you again on a future episode of IRONPROS Hot 5.
Thank you so much, Bethany.